So, you played through Deltarune Chapter 2 and you're thinking to yourself, Untitled Genocide route didn't hurt me enough. I need to feel bad by ruining one of the cutest characters in the entire series. Well, do I have great news for you. Toby and the Deltarune team have given us the option to do just that. It took about 24 hours from release for someone to find this route, so it is pretty easy to mess up. I'll take you through each step, and you too can have a certified war crime under your belt in just a couple hours. I really recommend playing through Chapter 2 normally before you attempt this absolute monstrosity of a run, just so you know what you're ruining when you do this. Now, before we start, I need to give a huge shout out to the Deltarune subreddit for coming together in all their sick glory to find this run. Specifically, the great Brandini for being the first person to find the conditions that make the run start. Now, first off, make a new save file. Just brand new, you don't need to go through Chapter 1, Chapter 2 is totally fine. Name it something obviously evil because you're awful. Next up, play the game normally all the way until you get to Cyberworld. Fight and kill literally everything that has the misfortune of ending up on your screen. No sparing anything, it'll ruin the run. You have to dance with Sweet Cap and Cakes as normal though. Go through the first Birdly fight like normal, split up with Susie and Ralsei, and then meet up with your friend, Noelle. Now, Noelle is the key to this entire run happening, and what you're about to witness isn't pretty. Viewer discretion is advised. Once she's on your team, freeze every enemy you run into. Don't attack them, it'll ruin the run. Freeze them all with Noelle's Ice Shock. Make sure you don't miss a single one. Now it's time to backtrack all the way to the very beginning of Trash Zone. Once you get back to the area that Spamton is in the normal playthrough, click on the door. Noelle will mention that the area is almost nostalgic for her. After this, you go on an absolute warpath, forcing Noelle to kill literally everything you run into. Again, make sure you're using Ice Shock, this is very important. Eventually, you're gonna get to a room with a Ferris Wheel ad in it, and here's where you need to do things in a very specific order. First, make sure you take out all the enemies running around the Ferris Wheel ad. Second, interact with the ad. Make sure you choose I will ride the Ferris Wheel with you, followed by Noelle will ride with me. I think you can see where this is going. Third, run up to the advertiser that wants to sell you dating shoes. Say we're something else when he questions if you're friends or not, then walk away. He'll catch you with another offer. You can buy a freeze ring for the small price of $1 dark dollar more than you have. Continue to say get it. Over and over and over again, you continue to goad her finally into taking some kind of action because we don't have the money, obviously, so what else is she gonna do? I like to think the guy that's about to die is a willing participant in this whole discussion, and that he just kind of decided that now's his time. Eventually, Noelle kills the advertiser in cold blood and takes the freeze ring. Equip it to her. You really want to do this? You really want to do this. Continue as normal, where you can already start to see the consequences of your actions. Make sure to reassure Noelle here by saying that's natural when she said she was thinking about killing you. Yeah, you know, yeah. I mean, to be completely honest, I'd want to kill me too if I was her. Feel free to go to the area that Toby's Easter egg was originally at, and the dumpster that you belong in will tell you how many monsters you have left to kill. Seems familiar. Make sure to keep track of this because you have to kill all of them before you fight Birdly again. Next up is a second annoying mouse puzzle where you just say proceed over and over and over again, and eventually she just freezes the puzzle and lets you pass by. You always know everything's about to hit the fan when the music drops out, you know? Everything's just gonna go crazy. Hey, look, it all worked out. It's all good. It's all good. We're fine. This is not going to go poorly. Definitely not. We're fine. After crushing the mice ahead of you, you'll get to the third annoying mouse puzzle. Instead of having to solve the platform puzzles, she goes off on her own and has a truly horrifying monologue where she justifies everything that's happened to her so far and freezes the puzzle, allowing you to pass. After a couple more fights, you should have killed literally everything. Go back to your dumpster and buy the thorn ring from it. Make sure you equip it right now, because otherwise the final move you need to use against Birdly will require 200% TP, making it impossible to use. After another heartbreaking dialogue with Birdly this time, you start Birdly fight number 2. Defend both Chris and Noelle for a few turns to get your TP to 100%, then make Noelle use Snowgrave. She refuses a few times, but eventually you wear her down and she'll use it. Now, from here on out, you're locked into the run. I would still kill every monster chapter personally, just so you can be sure the save file is still as awful as it can possibly be for future chapters. Feel free to shut off the video now and play it yourself. There are no more instructions until the final boss. I'm just going to show you the aftermath. Honestly, the scene would be beautiful because of the attack animation if it wasn't so horrifying. With a whopping 1,800 damage and encasing Birdly in ice, Noelle feels sick and decides to go home. Now, either you're celebrating right now because Birdly's garbage, or you're horrified at what you've created. Either way, it's bad. You know what? Maybe it's worth it. Look, I'm looking at this right now and I'm thinking, after going through the manhole and meeting up with Susie and Ralsei, you'll find Rule's card in the lobby of the mansion. Funny enough, if you check out Lancer in your inventory, he's also stonified. After a few more fights and skipping large parts of the mansion, pretty similar to Undertale Genocide runs, you'll find yourself in a hall of, Pippies? Peepees? I don't know, man. Get through the entire maze, go left, clear out all the enemies, and make sure you're clearing each room. Again, it's not for right now necessarily, but for down the line when we get more chapters to the game. Be honest with yourself, it would suck to have to replay ruining Noelle as a person again, right? Just do it now. Eventually, Susie goes into Noelle's room when we get there, and she does it alone. And while we get no sound, no explanation, and have to wait a while, we know Noelle is pretty confident and forward at this point, so you can kind of draw your own conclusions there. Skipping the fights that Birdly would have been a part of, we finally move on to the last fight against Queen, which Ralsei completely shuts down before it even begins. Susie rushes back to Noelle's again, and we push forward to seal the fountain. Yep, that's it. We seal the fountain. Everything's totally good. Okay. Oh, yeah, there's that. Now, there might be some gear to pick up earlier in the run that I totally skipped, but I found this to be the hardest fight in Chapter 2, and it wasn't even close. I died once to Spamton Neo in Pacifist Run's secret boss fight, but this one, well, he's pretty tough solo. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. No! I'm gonna die here. I'm dead. Make sure you use fried pippies to heal and X/ to attack when you can. It really helps out a lot. 10% left. Oh, we're so close. Oh, wait. My esteemed customer, I see you are attempting to deplete my HP. I'll admit you have got some guts, kid. But in a 1-for-1 battle, Neo never loses. It's time for a little blue light special. Now enjoy the fireworks, kid. Okay, so he has high defense. Then when he buffs his defense, call your friends. That's the only way to win. Keep doing it until Noelle makes him into a popsicle. Her? You're still trying to use her? Ha ha ha. You think she can hear you now muttering her name? What's she gonna do, make me an ice cream? Hey, is it cold in here or is it just me? Oh, what a beast. Now that he's out of the way and with a load of unique dialogue and just honestly a fantastic fight, I really recommend everyone, even if you already know the entire story, go play this game. It is fantastic. The fights are so much fun. But after all it's said and done, we're ready to seal the fountain and go back to our happy, normal lives on the surface. Yeah, everything's totally cool, totally good. Oh yeah, Birdly's dead. Everything else is pretty normal as far as I can tell. Noelle has some differences in her dialogue with her dad at the hospital, and a different reaction to you and Susie when you show up, and then a mental breakdown right outside the hospital room door that you partially contribute to again. Really just gotta drive the point home that you are truly terrible. She has no idea that everything that happened was real, and Susie cuts you off before you can tell her. But she's gonna find out, right? Birdly is fucking dead, dude. He's dead, and they're gonna find him in the morning. This is not sustainable. I actually can't believe this happened in Chapter 2 of 7. How many endings are there gonna be in this game? The timelines have been diverged permanently. You can't bring him back from the dead and untraumatize Noelle. What about when she realizes he's dead and she killed him? You think the cutesy story in Pacifist Noelle and War Crimes Noelle are gonna be the same after 5 more chapters of lore and storytelling? Hell no, dude. This game is insane, and I love it, but holy sh**. Anyways, the end cutscenes are completely identical, and that wraps it up. Make sure to sub for more, including maybe a fully voice-acted series of chapters 1 and 2. If you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I hope this helped. Let me know in the comments if you're on Team Birdly or Team literally anyone else, and I'll see you in the next one, which honestly is probably going to be a church session so you can all confess your sins, you sick, sick people.